Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with new information this afternoon on the missing teenager that the Fargo Police Department is looking for. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. Authorities have learned that 13-year-old Christian Balderston was last seen around 10:30 last night. He was seen on Matt Bus number 15 last night, but did not show up at school this morning. Christian is 5'8", 160 to 170 pounds, with purple and red spiked hair. He was last seen wearing a black Nike coat, light-colored jeans, and black wrestling shoes. Now call Fargo Police if you know anything about where he is. Taking that live look outside right now, it is a bone-chilling, brutally cold. I can't think of enough bad words to describe just how cold it is out there right now. But to give us an exact temperature reading of what it is and what we can expect for the rest of our day, let's head on over to meteorologist Lisa Green.
The good news is we are out of the worst of it now here in the valley. Here's a look at some of the temperatures from this morning. Our lowest number in the valley was from the Badura area in Hubbard County in our eastern viewing area in Minnesota. We got to 31 below. Other places in Minnesota, you can see there's a theme here. It was more in the eastern part of our viewing area where we saw our coldest temperatures as that coldest core of air continues to shift eastward here today. But Foston, 24, even Sabin got down to 23 below. And some other notable areas around the valley, we saw our temperature drop to 20 below in Fergus Falls, Wahpeton, Grand Forks, and Fargo, all dipped to 18 below. Our record is 21 below for both Grand Forks and Fargo, so didn't quite get down to that number, but still it was a cold one. And we're still cold out there, but you can see we're already warming things up to 0 in Detroit Lakes. We're at 4 below in Fargo and 8 below in Grand Forks. Still not fun. We've got wind chills that are down into the 20s to near 30 below right now, so you're still going to need to bundle up. But it's nice to see some changes happening here as we work our way into the afternoon, and big changes here in the forecast coming up with a chance for some snow and, again, a little bit warmer temperatures. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. North Dakota's longest-serving treasurer won't be returning for a 5th term. Kelly Schmidt has announced that she won't seek re-election in 2020, saying that it's time for a new chapter. Schmidt was first elected in 2004 and re-elected every 4 years since. She also sits on several state boards, including the Historical, Investment, and Canvassing boards. The seat, which state lawmakers have talked about eliminating in recent years, will be up for election in November of 2020. Some Minnesota college football players and golfers are wondering what to do after St. Cloud State announced it's cutting its football and golf programs. The university says changes are being made to address financial sustainability of the university and to ensure compliance with Title IX. The changes will impact about 115 athletes, 7 coaches, and 2 graduate assistants. As part of the overhaul, the university is adding men's soccer. Meanwhile, the University of Minnesota Crookston also announced yesterday that it's eliminating its football program next season due to funding concerns. Now on to that fast-moving developments in the impeachment showdown. Overnight, President Donald Trump fired back at Democrats after being formally charged with high crimes and misdemeanors. The debate begins on Capitol Hill today with a key vote looming.
Overnight, President Trump stumping in battleground Pennsylvania, bracing for what could be his biggest political battle yet.
Our poll numbers have gone through the roof because of her stupid impeachment.
Lashing out at House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats.
The impeachment hoax is about overturning your great 2016 vote, or in the alternative, trying to win the 2020 election. That's not going to happen.
Earlier in the day, that history-making moment unfolding, with Democratic leaders announcing 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump.
Charging the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, with committing high crimes and misdemeanors.
The first article, abuse of power, charging the president with withholding a White House meeting and for a time military aid to Ukraine in exchange for its leaders publicly announcing investigations that would benefit his reelection. The second article, obstruction of Congress, charging the president with blocking testimony from key administration officials in what Democrats call unprecedented, categorical, and indiscriminate defiance. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi warning.
If we did not hold him accountable, he would continue to undermine our election.
The president's allies firing back.
Speaker Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and her counterparts have been abusing the power of impeachment because they're afraid Donald Trump will get reelected on his own.
So what happens next? On Thursday, the House Judiciary Committee, led by Democrats, will vote on whether to send the impeachment bill to the entire House, where a majority of votes is needed to pass it. Then the full House would debate it. If a majority passes that measure, the president would officially be impeached. Then the case goes to a trial in the Senate. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts would serve as the judge, members of the House as prosecution. The White House counsel would coordinate the president's defense, and the Senate serves as jury. 53 Republicans, 45 Democrats, 2 independents. To remove the president, a 2/3 majority, or 67 senators, would need to find him guilty. And that's never happened in U.S. history.
Most experts think it's unlikely the GOP-led Senate would flip on the president, who has repeatedly expressed confidence in his Republican wall of support. In our consumer alert this afternoon, this cold weather has many begging for a tropical getaway, and it appears more people plan to travel this year, an increase of 4% over 2018. The most popular December holiday air travel destinations include Honolulu, Hawaii, Phoenix, Arizona, Miami, Florida. They all sound great. TripAdvisor says the least expensive days to fly domestically, December 16th and the 17th. And General Mills is spreading a little love with its new heart-shaped Cheerios. It's the first time in 40 years that the company has moved beyond the iconic O shape. They've already started rolling out on some store shelves, but will be available nationwide next month. The move is meant to promote heart health at a time when a lot of people are setting their New Year's resolutions.